All right, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, you got your coffee and you're ready to get to the learning. So, the first step into getting as many scholarships as you possibly can for your college education is to one, get yourself in the mindset of work. This is going to be basically a full-time job. From the time that you start all the way through your senior year. And I promise you that it is not going to be fun. It's not going to be the way that you probably want to spend your senior year, but I can tell you it's 100% worth it if you are able to sacrifice a little bit of time from going out to put into yourself and to focus on your future and to not have to pay back a ton of debt over the course of basically the rest of your life. So again, when I was a senior, I applied for scholarships every single day, many hours a day. And like I said, it wasn't fun, but it worked out. And the reason why you have to take it as a full-time job, because it's literally a numbers game. You can't expect to win every scholarship, and you're not going to. The point of this is to apply for as many as you possibly can and hope for the best and get as many of those as you can. The more you apply for, the more you're likely to get. So, for example, like I said, I applied for roughly 200 scholarships over my senior year, and guess how many I received? I got 13 scholarships over that amount of time. That's literally 6% of my time was considered worth it. But that 13 scholarships turned into almost $80,000 that I was able to put towards college. So if you are wanting to do this, you need to apply for as many as you possibly can with as much quality as you possibly can, and know that you're not going to win every single one, but you will win some. And I promise you they will add up extremely quickly. Take, for example, like this, if it was a job. If I had a bunch of laundry and I invited you over to my house to do my laundry for a month for $5 an hour, would you do it? Probably not. How about $10? No, maybe not. 20? Probably yes. What if I offered you $100 an hour if you came over to do my laundry? I'm guessing most of you watching would like to do that. $100 an hour? I would do that, and I have a full-time job. I would totally do that. It's more money than I make. But so let's say that you spend $10 applying for scholarships, you spend 10 hours applying for 10 scholarships, each of which are $1,000. And let's say that you get one. That means that you made $100 an hour. That is some really, really, really good work. If you just apply for a few scholarships, even the small ones. You have to put in the work. You're not going to win that many, and you just have to be willing to put it in for a long time. If you sign up for this course thinking that it is going to be a quick trick, I'm sorry. That's just not the case. You're going to have to put in a lot of time, and you're going to have to put in a lot of effort in order to get the scholarships that you want. But I can promise you that it's going to be worth it. It might be discouraging at times, but you will win some, and it will be absolutely worth it. So after you do that, once you get yourself in the mindset of it being a job, the next thing is that you have to find out where to look. And where are you to look? There are thousands, literally everywhere. So many scholarships out there. For example, the first place that I like to start is start with your school. If you're in high school, you likely if you have a counseling center, they more than likely have a bunch of different resources for you to see all of the different local and national scholarships that you might be a fit for. So first, start with your high school. Talk to your counselors. They're more than happy to help you out getting started. One of the biggest resources for me was my counselor. She pointed me in the direction that I needed to go. She gave me a ton of online resources. At my counseling center, I can attribute to at least half the scholarships that I got. So first off, start with your counseling center and find the ones that work for you. Number two is look for your college. Just like the high school, the college that you're going to be attending has a lot of scholarships open, many of which are super easy, and you can apply for them with literally one click of a button. There's a lot of scholarships that are super obscure and super simple that are pretty easy to get. So those are the two places that I would start. One, start with your high school, and two, start with whatever college you're going to be going to. Next is find out if your employer, if you work in high school, find out if your employer has any scholarships. I know, for example, Burger King, McDonald's, Chipotle, a lot of the banks, a lot of just very obscure national brands have scholarships available that you are automatically in a much smaller pool for, and therefore you could probably get them pretty easily. So start with your employer. Pretty much every large corporation in the country has some scholarships available for their workers, and you should absolutely take advantage of them if you're going to be going to school. Next is look for scholarships that are based on your demographic. Find a way, any way you can, to narrow them down as much as you possibly can. For example, in your demographic, if it's a certain racial minority, if it is an income status, if it is a specific interest, or whatever it is, there's a ton of different things. For example, you can get paid $1,000 if you're tall. That's literally a scholarship that I've seen out there. So you can get a lot of really good examples, lots of really good things. For example, one of the demographic scholarships that I got, that I applied for through NDSU, was literally a question: do you live in North Dakota? I clicked yes, and they gave me $500. So easy, so simple. You just have to be willing to find a way to narrow it down, find the ones that work for you, and just roll with it. Now, there is another way for you to get scholarships as well, and that's online sources. I will caution you a little bit from websites like scholarships.com or fastweb.com, is that there are a lot of scholarships on there that are extremely competitive, and oftentimes they're not very specific to the ones that you want to apply for. I'm not discouraging you from going on those sites and finding the different resources, but I will tell you and just caution you from spending all of your time on there. I applied for quite a few scholarships through FastWeb, and I don't think I got a single one. So I would caution you with doing that. There's just a lot on there, and there's a lot of competition. But there are a bunch of other places that you can be looking for scholarships. For example, Google knows a lot about you with your search engine history. If you're looking up scholarships all the time, it's going to eventually learn that. And eventually, you're going to get ads for different scholarships that you should absolutely take a note of. They know a lot about you, and they probably know if you're a good fit for it. So if you see different ads on Instagram or Google or whatever it is, take the time to write it down and look into it a little bit further. Other ways of knowing is just word of mouth. Ask your friends, ask your parents' friends, ask your parents, ask anybody about different scholarships that they've seen at their workplace or just seen online, and different places to go. One of the first things that I started doing is some people had known that I applied for a lot of scholarships, and a lot of people started asking, how did I get them? And I was able to point them in the right direction. And that's kind of what inspired me to make this course for you. But pay attention to what other people are saying, because there's a lot of inspiration out there and you never know what you're going to hear. Just pay attention, ask your network, and most importantly, keep your eyes open. They're going to be around. You just have to know where to look and and how to pick them up and how to see them. So now that we learned, one, how you have to get yourself in the mindset of work and how you can avoid student debt, and next you learned where to find them, let's get into a little bit on how to actually get those scholarships. So if you already drink all your coffee, get some more. It's going to get even more exciting. So we'll see you guys in the next video.